if you're a Steelers fan, you know what this team can do and you know what it's made of. We're patient, tough, and we believe when others don't. That's the life of a Steelers fan. And to those that don't believe in the Steelers, I say it's okay. You don't have to believe in us. History already does. And while the noise keeps coming, Pittsburgh will just keep competing. I got a reaction video from the Speakeasy Podcast with Shady McCoy, Emmanuel Acho, and company. So yeah, let's get right into it.
Aaron Rodgers showing Phillip Rivers that Phillip Rivers doesn't represent all old men. Washington a beast. Rodgers got a chance for one last Super Bowl run?
Ooh, let's go there then.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Is it really worth the conversation?
Yes.
I think it is.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers at his best, like MVP Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
Like 40-some touchdowns and 6 picks Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, better. 48 touchdowns, 5 picks.
You know what I'm saying? He was amazing. He's only even seen the Super Bowl once. Like, what's this place? Okay. Oh, I'll be here again. No, you won't be here again. So, before we talk about the old man, because he's playing solid right now.
That's crazy.
But they say that that sounds crazy.
I will say, can we say this? This is probably Aaron Rodgers' best chance at a Super Bowl in the last 5 years because of the path. Even when Aaron Rodgers was at his best with the Packers, which was phenomenal, Tom Brady was still there. With Antonio Brown, with Rob Gronkowski, with Mike Evans, with Chris Godwin.
This is crazy.
Now Aaron Rodgers.
This is wild.
I think it's very hypocritical of Shady McCoy because he got 2 rings. Yes, he got 2 rings, but he got 2 rings doing it the same way Pittsburgh is trying to do it right now. Now, granted, Kansas City wasn't as much so, but Tampa Bay definitely is what Pittsburgh is trying to replicate to some degree. They got a bunch of older guys, all-pro guys that, you know what I'm saying, had phenomenal talent on other teams. They brought them all together, and they said, hey, yo, let's try to go win one. And that Buccaneers team got one. Shady McCoy was a part of that team. So I find it very hypocritical because he's trying to knock Aaron Rodgers because of his age. But, I mean, Tom Brady is in the same boat. And Tom Brady was in the same boat. And so was he and others in that locker room for the Bucs.
Is in an AFC, and Aaron Rodgers will probably have more playoff wins than all of the other 6 AFC quarterbacks in the playoffs combined.
What does that get you?
Assuming Aaron Rodgers. It gets you veteran experience, it gets you what to do in the clutch, and it gets you how to lead your team down the field in a close ball game. Because Aaron Rodgers, I believe he's 11-10 in the playoffs. That's more playoff wins than Justin Herbert, plus Drake May, plus Bo Nix. Who am I missing? Plus
Josh Allen, want to mention him?
Plus Josh, include Josh. I think Josh has 5. Plus Trevor Lawrence.
I'm setting you up. So right now, all this experience.
Yep.
Is he playing the quarterback position better than Josh Allen?
No, of course not. Of course not.
Is he playing the quarterback position better than Drake May?
No, but the playoffs is a different season, and you know that.
No, and he doesn't have to. Like, the deal with him coming to Pittsburgh, I'm sure there's like, hey, bro, we just need competent quarterback play. We don't need you to be Superman. Packers needed him to be Superman. Jets needed him to be Superman. We don't need him to be Superman. We just need him to get first downs, try his best to, control the time of possession, get first downs, keep the other team's offense off the field, give our defense rest, and score points in the red zone. That's it. We don't need him to be Superman. We do not. We do not. Asking our defense to go out there and get 8 sacks a game, 4 interceptions, a couple fumbles, that's asking our defense to be Superman. And we was asking our defense to be Superman since Ben. We was asking our defense to be Superman since Ben. We thought we had a shot last year with Russ, but that kind of collapsed on us. But yeah, like, I don't think we need Rodgers to be Superman at all, which is what has been requested of him before. He's just going out there. He's having fun. Like, he is legit having fun. I don't know if anybody's paying attention, but Rodgers is 1,000% having fun. And he doesn't have to be better than any other quarterback that was mentioned right here. All he has to do is execute our game plan and don't turn the ball over. I mean, because the thing with Mason, we would have won that game in Chicago if we didn't have turnovers. We would have beat Seattle if we didn't have a turnover. So at the end of the game. So, but yeah, he don't gotta be. Like this. I can already see Shady's bias with this whole thing. I don't know what he got against Pittsburgh, but he obviously has something against Pittsburgh. But yeah, man, this is what you deal with in the sports world, man. It's a lot of hypocritical talk. Shady got 2 cheap rings because he did what Steelers are trying to do right now. He didn't get it with the Bills. He didn't get it with the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? He had to go over there and get that.
Dog.
It's a different season, and you know that.
Yeah, that's true, right? That is true. But what does your eyes tell you? What does your eyes tell you? Let's not overthink this.
But Shady, you do always talk about resume.
It's okay.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, resumes matter.
You do a lot of talk about resume. A lot of talk about resume. You've been talking about resumes for years. You feel me? Who has a better resume than Rodgers? Right now in the NFL. Than Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? Now he want to talk about an eye test. Eye test, Rodgers got, 22 touchdowns. He does have 7 interceptions. I want to say he's around like 2,500 yards or something like that. We still got 3 games to go. He's gonna surpass 3,000 yards passing. He'll probably end up around 3,300 yards passing, around 30 touchdowns, and he might get to like 10 interceptions. Dude, any franchise in the NFL will be knocking down doors to get somebody like that. So why he's sitting here trying to knock Rodgers? Simply because of his age. I don't understand it, and I'm not trying to understand it. It is what it is. But this is the bias that we see. This is the hate that we see. Coming into the season, our season was doomed because we're putting our hope in a 42-year-old, a 41 going to turn 42-year-old guy. We got 8 wins. I can say them 8 wins are largely because of Aaron Rodgers. If you debate that, then you don't watch the games. But before Aaron Rodgers, we couldn't get in the red zone. All right, and then when we did get in the red zone, we couldn't get in the end zone. He's doing stuff that we haven't seen since Ben. And the fact that Shady's sitting here trying to pretend like he don't know this is really theatrical. Like, he got to be trolling.
But the dude is 40. And he looks like it.
Yeah.
Today he didn't.
He looks like 40. He looked like 40 when he ran that touchdown in against the Ravens. Was that 40? 42. Was that 42 when he scrambled to run that touchdown in against the Ravens? Was it 42 when he scrambles and picks up first downs with his legs? I mean, again, Brady did the same thing. He played with Brady. He got a Super Bowl with Brady in Tampa Bay. Why are you pretending, dude? Why are you playing games? Rodgers is not the problem. Our problem is our schemes. That's our problem. I don't think our problem is a personnel issue at this juncture of the season. I think our issue is a schematic issue. Not being able to adjust is the issue.
Oh, my God. He played the Dolphins. I can come out of retirement right now and go for 50 yards right now. Yeah,
Right
the
now.
Dolphins?
Right now.
Come
50?
on, yo.
No, but Shady,
And I'm out of shape.
But let's be honest, bro. Let's be honest. Aaron Rodgers.
He's trolling. Because, okay, you went from making it about Rodgers, now you inserting yourself into it. All right, cool. You're saying you're out of shape. Jaylen Warren's in shape. Kenny G's in shape. Kenny G's having an all-pro season. And we're just not running the ball effectively. Not to say they're better running backs than him, but I think on the rushing side of things, our issue is the offensive line not getting enough push. That's the issue. I don't think Jaylen Warren's the problem. I don't think Kenny G's the problem. And despite his critics, I don't think Caleb Johnson's the problem. I think the problem is 1,000% the offensive line. And the offensive line has been playing good the last 2 weeks despite not being able to run the rock. We got to address that. But that's not an Aaron Rodgers thing. That Aaron Rodgers is not why, we can't get a 100-yard rushing game. Aaron Rodgers is not why we can't get a 50-yard rushing game. That's not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is doing his job. And coming into the game, now we want to knock Miami. Coming into the game, Miami was on a 4-game win streak. Miami looked like they got it all together. Huh? And all it took was one loss against the Steelers. And it's crazy, like when Steelers win games, now people want to pull out who have they played? And, they didn't, it was only the Dolphins. But you didn't even believe that we could beat the Dolphins. The teams that we beat, you didn't think we could beat. And the Dolphins defense, last time I checked, ain't their problem. It's their offense. The Dolphins defense is not their problem. So, you know what I mean? Like, Aaron Rodgers 1,000% got to go against their defense, despite what you feel or what you think. And Aaron Rodgers dominated the time of possession for the game. So, nah, man, this is just bias, and this is just hate. And it's just like, man, like, people hate the Steelers that bad. Homeboy from Pennsylvania, and he hates the Steelers that bad. Played in Pitt for college, and he hates the Steelers that bad. That's crazy.
Rodgers is capable of doing today what he did today in the playoffs. A measly 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like, that's not asking for a lot.
That's efficient, though. He was 14 of 15 at halftime with like 166 yards.
This team,
go ahead.
They're 8 and.
So now we mad because Aaron Rodgers is efficient? Like, bro, last time I checked, you want your quarterback to be efficient. The extent that people go to move goalposts in, like, these debates, it's just wild to me. Like, there is no shame. There is no shame whatsoever in just moving goalposts and just saying wild, crazy stuff. Now we mad because Rodgers is 14 of 15. Was 14 of 15 at one point. 2 tuds, no interceptions. Now that's a problem. But wait, I thought it was because he was old. I thought he's not looking like his younger self. You said he's not looking like his younger self. Help me understand, because you said he's not looking like his younger self. That kind of looks like his younger self to some degree. Extremely efficient, no interceptions, 2 touchdowns. What are we talking about?
6.
Yep.
Right? They're one of the worst divisions in football right now. And we sit here, like, let's not do that. It's, you know what I learned about this thing on speaking, like, on people and all this?
Yeah.
You can be honest and be okay. Is Aaron Rodgers a great player? Absolutely. Is he still super, super great today? No, he's not. And that's okay. We talking about if Aaron Rodgers can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Wait, what the
Off of a win over the
What are we
Dolphins,
talking about?
No,
but like a ring on a finger? But he...
So we're not asking this question because of just a win over the Dolphins. At that Bills game, it was looking real grim for the Steelers. They not only responded by smacking the Ravens, despite that one call, we still would have been up by 3. And, Ravens were dominated that entire game. They got a couple calls too. Everybody's harping on our call, but that pass up the sidelines to Zay Flowers in the beginning of the game was not a catch. He hit the ground, the ball hit the ground, he moved. It is what it is. But we're never going to hear the end of that because Ravens will never let it go. As if, oh man, this was going to be our year. You had 5 chances for it to be your year. So forgive me if I don't think that one catch is why you didn't win the division and why it's not your year again. And then to top that off, they came back and beat the Dolphins convincingly. On Monday Night Football, a primetime game, we hadn't looked good in any primetime games. Although the game against the Bengals, If we could get a stop, we win that game too. Joe Flacco absolutely torched us. So, and if they go out here and they beat the Lions, yo, yeah, we're having this conversation. If they beat the Lions, we're having this conversation. We're gonna spin the block and we're gonna have this conversation because you keep trying to duck it because you don't think they're gonna beat the Lions. But when they beat the Lions, that will officially be 3 games in a row that they won in the month of December. And one of the biggest criticisms of Mike Tomlin is that he has not been able to win games in the month of December. One of the biggest criticism of the Steelers is that, yo, we do good, you know what I'm saying, September to November, but when December get here, we just implode. If we beat the Lions, this is what people refer to as going into the postseason hot. This is how you want your team to look. This is what you want your team to look like. You go into the postseason hot. We have not gone into the postseason. We've been limping into the postseason last couple of years. So, you know, it's just, it's a breath of fresh air, but let this be a lesson to you. Haters are still going to hate. People see you winning. People see you doing your thing, but people are never going to give you credit because people are just preying on your downfall. Hey, man, run that score up. Don't be humble about it neither. Run that score up. Because no matter what you do, somebody's always going to hate. Bet that.
Here is a fair conversation to have.
Oh my God.
I do believe it's his easiest path. That is objective. Like that's objective. We can and
that's all he's saying. He's saying this is the easiest path Aaron Rodgers has had to try to get to a Super Bowl in 5 years. All this other stuff that Shady's talking about, he's just moving goalposts. Let's talk about that, Shady. We're saying this is the easiest path he's had to get to a Super Bowl. And that is facts. Bo Nix, Herbert, you can mention C.J. Stroud, you can mention Sunshine down in Jacksonville. It don't matter. Like, Brady was on like a different level. And not having to go through Brady or Peyton Manning, you know what I'm saying? It's different. It's different. It's just gonna be hate no matter what, man. We know what it is. We see it all the time.
Breathe heavy all we want. But what we can say is,
yeah, breathe heavy all you want.
Bo Nix, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, Phillip Rivers or Anthony Richardson, and Josh Allen is an easier path than Tom Brady.
Right. And you don't think
almost combined.
Like, woo, woo. Damn, we gotta see this Aaron Rodgers for the Steelers. Thank God we're gonna see Aaron Rodgers for the Green Bay.
It's not even about seeing Aaron Rodgers at that point. You got to see our defense. And as much as people want to criticize our defense, yo, we're among the leading in getting interceptions and fumbles, and you know what I'm saying, we're up there when it comes to sacks. You know, it don't look good on paper because we give up a lot of yards, but we are up there when it comes to the turnover game. The same thing they try to give the Patriots credit for. Oh, Patriots, they get a lot of turnovers. Yeah, so do we. It's open. It's open, gang. I hate to break this to you, Shady. It's open, bruh. This is an open market right now, and the Steelers have a great chance at establishing themselves as a 4 seed and going on a little run here. They do. We got to take care of business first. We got to beat the Lions or beat the Browns and the Ravens. But it's open. It's open. So, and the Lions don't look like the Lions from last year. That's a fact too. But people don't want to have that conversation. Rams just got ran off the field last night against the Seahawks. People avoiding that conversation. When they were trying to say Stafford, this is Stafford's MVP season. I think last night that loss against the Seahawks cost him the MVP. I really do. Because they was up 16. They had 3 drives where they had 3 and outs. And during the course of those 3 and outs is when they scored 16 points. on 2 drives, converting 2 2-point conversions, and then in overtime they converted a third 2-point conversion. Come on, man, stop it. Knock it off. And then on top of that, the kicker for the Rams had a chance to win the game. He missed it. And it wasn't even a long field goal. It was like a little chip shot. Well, not a chip shot, but it wasn't like a 60-yarder or nothing like that. So, I mean, it was well within his ability to make that field goal is what I'm trying to say. And he just did not. So, yeah, I mean, that's just a lesson. Any team could be beat. Anything can happen. Most people, I think Seahawks had like a 3% chance of winning that game when they were down 16. There's a 3% chance of winning that game. They won it, which is why they say any given Sunday. And the fact that Shady's sitting here pretending like it's a done deal because Aaron Rodgers is old and trying to, like, you know, troll and all this other stuff, like, don't nobody care about none of that, bruh. We're going to line up. You're going to have to see us. We got to see you. That's just what it is. We're going to be there. And if this team, the biggest criticism for me for the Steelers, was they don't compete every game. Hey, bro, ever since they said fire Mike Tomlin, ever since they boot Renegade, that team been playing with confidence. They've been competitive. You know, they've been playing with grit. They've been playing with toughness. So, yeah, I'm good. And I'm not saying we're going to win every game, but be competitive. That's all we asking. That's all I'm asking. Just be competitive.
Packers? They not saying that? They not saying that? They back home and eating dinner for Thanksgiving like, whoa, thank God we got Aaron Rodgers for the Steelers. Because the Aaron Rodgers for Green Bay was unstoppable.
He was unstoppable. But yet, your point, starting this conversation, before you started moving other goalposts, was that Aaron Rodgers couldn't get it done even when he was at his best. So what does that tell you? Number one, it's a team sport. Aaron Rodgers can't do it alone. He cannot do it alone. You have to have a decent defense, and you have to have a decent offense to even have a shot. If you lack and a good special teams, if you lacking in any of that, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to look good. But what I can say is when our defense is on, they are on. They are like somebody lit a fire. You know what I'm saying? And when our offense is on, they look pretty good. Special teams has been good all year for the most part. But if we get all 3 phases, complementary football, with savvy veterans and guys that know how to win, that's been winners their whole lives, bro, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? All this moving goalposts. You just said, oh, even when he was his best, he couldn't get it done. Now you saying he was unstoppable. It don't sound like he was too unstoppable because you were just making fun of him. Oh, this looks nice, and then he never saw the Super Bowl again. Like, and I feel like that's a cheap shot from somebody that had to team up to get his stuff. Now you trying to take shots at other guys for teaming up, trying to get their stuff. Pittsburgh is doing nothing no different than Tampa Bay did.
Sure, but you also have to say this. Aaron Rodgers is probably saying, thank God I have Bo Nix. Because that's much better than having you beat Aaron Rodgers. So you know, thank God I have Bo Nix on Tom Brady. Thank God I have Drake May. Aaron Rodgers also has to be saying, oh, thank God I don't have Matthew Stafford.
You know what? So this is why I hate, and I guess I did it for my quarterback, so I had to, like, play this game and do it for everybody else.
Yep.
I hate making wins a quarterback type of stat.
Break it down.
Because Aaron Rodgers is not playing against Bo Nix. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers is not playing against these other quarterbacks. He's not playing against C.J. Stroud. But you know how he's playing against? The Texas defense.
Yeah.
And the Texas...
I mean, I agree. He is playing against the defense. But the game within the game, he's 1,000% playing that other quarterback. Because he's trying to do what he can to keep that other quarterback off the field. The best defense is keeping that other team off the field. Their offense off the field. If Aaron Rodgers can dominate the time of possession, if we can establish our run game, I mean, they're kind of using dump-off passes and stuff like that to kind of assist the run game, because that's really all it is. You know what I'm saying? You run like a little 5-yard route, a little dump-off route, you pick up 4 or 5 yards. That's the equivalent of a handoff. You know what I mean? So, yeah. If he can dominate time of possession and keep that other team's offense off the field, that is 1,000% playing that other quarterback. And if he can get it to a point where we have like a 14-point lead or something crazy like that, now you're forcing them to step outside of what they like to do or what they would prefer to do. Their game plan is shot. They got to get away from that. Especially if they came in like, oh, Steelers run defense isn't that good. All right, cool, bet. We're going to come out. We're going to just run it down their throat. You can't do that when you're down 14, especially in the second half. You got to score fast. So, again, I hear what he's saying, man, but he's very hypocritical in this whole segment.
The defense can probably beat the Steelers without no offense.
Sure.
That makes no sense. The Texans defense can beat the Steelers without playing any offense. One, we haven't had an issue with turnovers this year. We just had an issue of like stalled drives, that sort of thing. Guys not catching footballs and that sort of thing. Our issue hasn't been turnovers. Like May has had. You know, they criticize us for what they feel like is an error on our part, but they fail to loop in the guy that they championing. That's actually one of his problems. That's one of his problems, not Aaron Rodgers. We just need Aaron Rodgers to protect the football. That's it. Protect the ball, protect the rock, dominate the time, and those are dubs if we can do that.
He can run the ball every time.
And another thing, he's gonna be. If you watch Aaron Rodgers now, because his last 2 games he looked really, really good. But I noticed when he gets hit, because he's 40.
Yeah.
If I was 40 and I was old, I would feel the same. If you get hit, you put that in your head. Oh, I won't get hit again.
Yeah.
Right. Tom.
That's any quarterback, bro. That is any quarterback. Even in high school, you're teaching quarterbacks to protect themselves so they don't take no crazy hits. RG3 would have had an amazing career if he learned how to protect himself from taking hits. That was his biggest criticism, was that he didn't know how to protect himself. So again, now we're mad because a guy knows how to protect himself. He is playing with a fractured wrist, and he's still out there balling. What do you want from the man?
Tom Brady says, as great as he is, I watch when he get hit compared to when he don't get hit. He's a different quarterback.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is,
But you won a Super Bowl with that. You won a Super Bowl with that.
it's not quarterback versus quarterback.
Sure, I agree with that.
When Aaron Rodgers steps up there and he plays against that Texans defense,
Yeah.
or who else is against on defense for the AC?
Chargers are nice too.
No.
Broncos?
The Broncos.
But here's what it is.
What is it?
It's not quarterback versus quarterback, but it's
Man, you know how many years, like, as a Steelers fan, we've heard, like, other teams just being hyped up? Like, that reaction from Shady, like, people love to, like, do that in terms of, like, talking against Pittsburgh. And it's just like, bro, they've done that. They've done that for the Bills for a number of years, Ravens for a number of years. And they do nothing. The only thing Pittsburgh has been missing has been competent quarterback play. Competent quarterback play is why we have not had a playoff win since Ben. You know, we needed weapons too. We lost AB, we lost Le'Veon. I'm excluding those last like 2 years or whatever. But competent quarterback play has been our biggest flaw. I really think we have the personnel. We have the vets that can get the job done. I did a reaction video to Cam on this channel. He did an interview with ESPN, and he talked about, the biggest thing with this team as compared to teams of past is that they hold each other accountable. They hold each other accountable. And that's quite frankly something that we have not seen in years. You couldn't say nothing to Kenny Pickett. You damn sure couldn't say nothing to George Pickens. You know what I mean? You just could not hold certain guys accountable. And, Minka was here. He got into it with guys, trying to hold people to like a certain Steeler way, a Steeler way, and he got into it with guys. So, yeah, this team everybody's talking, but nobody's paying attention. This team ain't the same team as last year. This team ain't the same team as the last 4-5 years. The talent level is through the roof. You know, and even something as simple as picking up MVS, picking up Adam Thielen, and letting them just get on the field and run routes, that has helped DK get open. That's why he's had these last couple of games have been monster games. Because they're not bracketing for him the entire game. They gotta respect those dudes. They know what they can do. Until they prove they can't do it, they have to respect it.
Okay, how much pressure is Bo Nix going to put on me to score? That is what it is. So it's not Aaron Rodgers and going up against Bo Nix. But what Aaron Rodgers is saying is, if the Broncos jump out to an early 21-skunk lead, it's game. But I trust Mike Tomlin to be able to control Bo Nix. If they're going to lose 21-14, lose 21-7. I trust Mike Tomlin to be able to control Bo Nix or control Trevor Lawrence or control Justin.
Which Mike Tomlin has a great record against young quarterbacks, especially rookie quarterbacks. He has a good record against them. Like, Acho, this whole segment has not been gaslighting nothing. He ain't been, you know what I'm saying, like saying on crazy takes. It's been like legit, like stuff, objective stuff. This is his easiest road to the playoffs. He don't have to go through a gauntlet to get it done. You know what I mean? Like, and all he's saying is he's saying objective takes. And Shady has knocked each one down, bro. Like, what is it with, like, sports talks or, like, barbershop talk, whatever you want to call it, and you can't acknowledge one thing somebody said that was legit? You know, that actually makes your argument look even dumber. Because even when, and you could talk about politics, whatever, even when somebody makes a legit point, knocking that point makes you look like an idiot. Because it's the truth. And you still have something to say about it. You still have something negative to say about it. That just makes you a hater. You know, it makes you look foolish, yo.
Herbert. Yeah. Just keep it in shooting distance.
You control them so much. So when they get to the playoffs, I want you to have a controlled bet. And we gonna bet, I don't care who they play. I'm gonna guarantee you, whatever that point spread is, I'm taking it.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, Acho. I don't trust Mike Tomlin at this point whenever it comes to the playoffs to do anything.
Not defend.
And who the fuck are you? What are you talking about? Like, my man be saying some wild stuff. And it's all negative. Like, everything, it only got to be about the Steelers. It's always some negative stuff when homeboy be talking. I don't understand it.
Offensively?
I'm sorry. I like Mike Tomlin.
I like Mike Tomlin, too.
You was just bagging on Mike Tomlin. You was just bagging on Mike Tomlin, bro. You were just bagging on the Steelers. And now homeboy right here, he was following your lead. Homie was just, hey, that's what we doing? Bet. And he did, but no. I like Mike Tomlin. Don't say nothing about Mike Tomlin.
Come playoff time, they're a no-show. Also, 16 days ago, we watched this Steelers team play against the Bills. They got smacked at home, ran off the field. Fans stayed afterwards just to chant fire Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Like, they have no shot at the Super Bowl. I would love it if Aaron Rodgers did just turn back that clock and go on a spectacular run. Is it going to happen, though? No, this is not movies. This is not a fairy tale.
So, like, and that goes back to my point I already made. Yeah, that stuff did happen. See, I'm objective. That did happen. However, since then, they have responded like a totally different football team that we didn't even recognize. They going forward on fourth downs multiple times against the Dolphins. They wasn't doing that. They ain't went forward on a fourth down in weeks. I want to say the Bears game did they go forward on fourth down? They don't go forward on fourth down. Is the point. Now they going forward on fourth down. Guys is crashing downhill, like putting their body on the line, like everything. Like it looks like a totally, what's the eye test? Shady was like, well, what's the eye test? The eye test tells me this is a different ball team. The eye test tells me people should be afraid to see these dudes in the postseason. Because if they could win out, or if they can win 2 of the last 3, they're going into the postseason with confidence. Hey, man, I don't know about you, but you never want to give a fighter confidence. And right now, we have a fighter's chance to do anything. You give them confidence, hey man, good night. Turn off the lights. You did.
Oh, Disney World,
it's not Disney
Disneyland.
World.
I don't think y'all are giving enough credit. Shady should be more than anyone, but to how the lights get so.
Huh. How about that? Shady more than anyone. Because, I mean, Shady's the only other professional athlete that's up there. But he's talking crazy. Like it ain't any given Sunday. Like guys don't freeze up when the lights get the brightest. That's when you find out who your dogs are. Respect the Sam Darnold. Last night, hey, bro. Hey, he led them back. And Jigma Smith, they led them back. And I know we lost to them earlier this year. But again, I'm objective. I'm a sports fan. I just want to see the best brand of football. I don't knock nobody. You know what I'm saying? If you ever been in a fight, if you ever played competitive sports, you never doubt. Because anything can happen. You don't underestimate your opponent. That's rule number one. He taking a blind bet. I don't care what the spread is. I'm taking it. Bro, you about to lose all your money. If you really move like that, if you truly move like that, you're going to lose everything.
Right. Come playoff time, you've seen it from Justin Herbert. Come playoff time, the most talented of quarterbacks in their first appearance, they freak out. Justin Herbert threw 4 picks last year to the Texans.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert's not a 4-pick quarterback, but in the playoffs, freaks out. Justin Herbert versus the Chargers, his second year in the league, if I'm not mistaken, had a 28-0 lead or something like that. But after second half and adjustments,
They listening to what he's saying, but they ain't comprehending it. They're just listening to respond at this point. Acho is wasting his breath. They're just listening to respond. And I can't stand people that listen to respond. Because you're not trying to comprehend nothing. You believe what you believe. And that's all that matters. You're not having a genuine conversation at this point.
Doug Peterson and the Jags got crazy with Trevor Lawrence. So I don't think y'all are giving enough credit to the fact that Aaron Rodgers is going to get to the playoffs, assuming they do get there, and he's not going to flinch.
Yeah.
Herbert, boom, 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 boom. Drake May, boom, 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 boom. Bo Nix, boom, 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 boom. Rodgers is just...
But this the thing though, and he's not gonna play super like bright in the big lights nowadays at this age, is he?
Did Tom Brady? Like we talk about like arguably greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. I mean, I think it's an objective point to say out of top 3, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers is in that top 3. I don't care how you lace it. But most are going to have Brady at 1. But I'm just saying, Aaron Rodgers is in that conversation. He might not have won like the team stuff like as much as the other guys, but like as far as being skilled in that position, he's 1,000% top 3. Like stop it, man. You're discrediting yourself at this point.
Like, yo,
Not
it's
at
like in
that
boxing, yo. Like a guy can be a great fighter, right? Done all these great things, and you still have that big name, but
And that boxer will knock you the fuck out if he catch you slipping. And if Aaron Rodgers catch these dudes slipping, hey man, he gonna get it done. If he can catch them slipping, if they are slipping, he gonna get it done, bro.
eventually your age catches up to you. You're not the same guy just because your name is the same. And another thing about the Steelers is they are 8-6 for a reason. One of the worst divisions in football.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, Asho, I'm not even talking about the other quarterbacks. They're irrelevant right now. Drake, man, I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about Bo Nix. I'm not talking about CJ.
So like we're 8-6, and you know Aaron Rodgers has everything to do with the 8 in that record. We should have won. We should have beat Chicago. If Aaron Rodgers could have played, right now we're 9-5. Right now we're 9-5. If he could have played, we should have won that game. If Mason Rudolph identifies the people, the line lined up incorrectly, Rodgers seen it from the sideline. But what was Archer just saying? Boom, 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 boom. That moment was a big moment. And I don't care. Like, I love Mason, but that moment was a big moment. That's all Acho's saying. Like, these moments, I trust Aaron Rodgers in moments over other guys. He ran, man, if that play had stood, Mason ran for like 25 yards, 30 yards, picked up the first down. We in field goal range. We boot the field goal. We get out the building with a win. We're 9-5. But if we had Aaron Rodgers playing, if he could have played, if he was healthy enough to play, because they made him play the next week, because they was like, oh, yeah, this ain't going to work. Mason came in the next week against the Bills. That was the Bills game. Threw a pick. Like, bro, you only out there for 2 plays. You threw a pick? So, that boom, 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 boom. Aaron Rodgers got ice in his veins, bro. Don't be surprised that dude hit a discount double check in the postseason. Don't be surprised.
Stroud. But what I am talking about is that defense that they have over there. Where, you know what? Let's say I don't want you even to try to even beat Aaron Rodgers by stats. We're going to let the defense show up first.
Yeah.
And then you follow the move.
Yeah.
Y'all going to see.
Yeah, hold on. Hold on.
We're going to let the defense show up first.
Yeah.
And then you follow the move.
Yeah.
Y'all going to see.
That was the most sassiest y'all gonna see I've ever seen. However, let me get back to my point. So, if the Texans get the ball first, they just gonna follow the defense's lead? Yeah, that makes no sense. If the Texans get the ball first and they don't do nothing with it, kick it to us, we get a touchdown. Texans get the ball again. Let's say they get a field goal. All right, kick it to us. We get a touchdown. Okay, we up 14-3. At what point does C.J. Stroud have to take the lead, or any quarterback? Insert any quarterback, any team in that scenario, bro. You just sound like a sassy hater at this point, bro. That's just what it is. That is just what it is. You hating on a team from your own home state, a team you played in the same stadium with. Dude, what the Steelers do to you, bro? I need to know. What they do to you, homie?
Yeah.
Y'all going to see.
Yeah, I mean, I won't be surprised. Like I won't be surprised if what y'all are saying happens. I'm just saying, as a fan, like, even to some degree, an analyst, this is a more favorable path for Aaron Rodgers.
And that's it. Like, bro, he couldn't even. Like I was saying, people were listening to respond. He couldn't even finish asking his question before he was cut off with another question. He couldn't finish making his statement before he was cut off with another question. Like, bro, are you even comprehending what's being said?
More likely, though. Is it more likely that the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers go to the AFC? I'm not going to talk about the Super Bowl, because that's like, oof. The AFC Championship.
Woo, sassy.
Is it more likely that happens or doesn't?
Doesn't.
Is it more likely that the Steelers can win a playoff game this year, or they can't?
It's more likely that they can. The mindset has shifted. We're not that young ball club that was being led by Kenny Pickett anymore. And I think a lot, or Mitch Trubisky, and I think, or respectfully, Justin Fields or Russell Wilson. A lot of people aren't comprehending that. It's not getting through their skull that this ain't the same team. It's not the same team. It's different personnel. It's different players. It's not the same team. And people are just not comprehending that. They're speaking as if it's still the 2022-23 Steelers. And it's not.
That's interesting. That one's fair. That one's because think about it, Tupac.
Okay, let's hear about
if
it.
you're the 4 seed, they're probably going to get either the Colts or the Jags, both winnable games, or the Chargers. That's a winnable game because the Broncos will win that division.
Okay.
Now, if they have to get the Bills, because if the Bills don't win and the Bills end up as a 5, you're out of luck. But like you can beat
what if they get the
talk to me.
the Texans? Because the Texans are
If the Texans could be the 5, if they end up as a
Yeah. I don't want to see 42-year-old.
Like, you're just banking, you're thinking of the worst case scenarios without thinking about all the scenarios. I believe You know, if you're going to have a genuine conversation, you have to take into consideration all scenarios and consider all those things. Right now, you're assuming the worst. You're assuming the worst. And quite frankly, there's no reason to assume the worst because we aren't in a situation where it's like we still have the keys to the vehicle. So there's no need to assume the worst. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Aaron Rodgers go up against the Texans defense, man. That's gonna hurt.
I would love to see Aaron Rodgers go up against a defense such as the Texans because, one, it's an offensive league now. Two, we have a veteran presence on the team now. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers has to go out there and just be Superman once again, but I think Aaron Rodgers can do just enough to beat any team. I sincerely believe that. Aaron Rodgers can do just enough to beat any team. Any team is beatable. Any team is beatable.
I want to see it now.
Let me ask you.
You want to see it
Oh,
now?
now he convinced me.
Also, Acho.
Yes, sir.
The last time we saw Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, did he not lose a home playoff game to a Brock Purdy in his first playoff?
Absolutely.
You're not selling me. I'm not sold.
Was that the last time we saw him?
I believe that was the last time we saw him in the
And you wearing
playoffs.
something that's even funnier than
He's
that?
sitting over there Googling. You didn't know that.
Wait, Brock Purdy. No, that's not it.
Did they lose to
22.
No, that's Jimmy Garoppolo.
No. That was the year that Purdy and them went to the Super Bowl in Vegas against the Chiefs.
I gotta look that up.
I gotta look that up.
I don't know if
It might have been not.
Was it not?
Jimmy G.
Come on, factual bear.
My
Get your
fault.
facts right, factual bear.
Jimmy.
Factual bear. You Googling and still got it wrong. Stop it. Knock it off, man. You want to have input on the conversation that's above your head because you just hate and hate. There is nothing that you said that contributed to this conversation in any way. I mean, shoot, really, Acho the only one that's being objective. Acho's the only one that's listening to comprehend and give a genuine response. Acho agreed with a couple of their points, and he's pushing back and just standing on his key points.
Jimmy G.
Oh, that's what I say.
Okay, well, let's substitute
hold on.
Jimmy G in the playoff game against Aaron Rodgers.
That's why I'm trying to say it's not about the quarterbacks. He keeps saying the quarter.
Yeah.
Jimmy G threw for 80 yards that game.
Damn.
They ran for like 200 something yards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Defense had to
Raheem
get
also got busy on him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't want to.
Okay, so I guess the argument at that point would be this: it would come into point the Steelers' defense. Can they stop the run? Can they stop the run? And that's the question that they have to answer. You know, and that's my objective take on that. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, Steelers will shut down the run because they haven't been a good run defense, especially without Derek Harmon. They have not been a good run defense. So that's one thing they do have to work at. But at the end of the day, he said Jimmy G threw for 80 yards that game. Okay, we shut down the run game. Is Jimmy G throwing for 300 yards? No. He's just not. Yeah, so it is what it is, man. That's my reaction to the Speakeasy Podcast crew. I think overall they got a cool little podcast, but they be having these little segments where they be hating, man. Or if they're not hating, they glazing. You know, especially when it comes to LeBron. They just be glazing LeBron, bro. I don't understand it. But I came across this clip. I wanted to respond to it. I wanted to put it on wax because time will tell, you know what I'm saying, who's telling the truth and who's capping. It's your boy Boomin. If you're new to the channel, man, go ahead and hit that like, smash that like, you know, bang it out in the comments and hit that sub button. I'm going to get a couple more reactions to y'all. I'm going to holler at you in the next one. You dig? Peace.
Booming in the morning, booming in the evening, 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 booming in the